Why hello there, this is Life is Smash and today we have another video on the best and very fucking worst of old and retro games. This is about Bushido Blade, a 1996 title published by Square, but actually developed by Lightweight. It's really unique, it defies genre in many ways, so I suppose it doesn't really match very best or very worst, so I think we're just taking down the very purpose of this series. But hey, stick around, I assure you it'll be funny at least a couple times and definitely interesting.
Okay, let's begin by picking the obvious juicy retard from the roster and giving him a big hammer. I suspect he might be on the easy end of the spectrum, which is good for first impressions. I have been bamboozled. This hammer is super tiny. Come on, you wouldn't bring down a wall with that? You wouldn't bring down a particularly tough baby duck. It's no wonder he swings it around like it's made of caramel, it probably is. The game is very unorthodox. For starters, every single character moves like they're covered in honey. Weapons always have hitboxes, whether they're currently being swung or not, which really emphasizes how they're not just a tool for bashing brains in, but to keep your squishy bits unmolested as well. You can be proactive and try to parry, but your weapon is always an obstacle to your enemy. So, our journey begins when a trained assassin decides that he's just not getting paid enough for the whole massacre and murder the innocent thing and decides to escape the dojo, in the current day, dressed in idiot period clothing. To achieve this, we must cut or bludgeon a bloody path through our dearest friends, who are mostly women, children and an old man. They're also trained assassins, but from their skill in battle, you'd never guess. Kanuki plays mostly as I expected him to. You just smash on the buttons until they or you are dead. Sometimes the enemies will take multiple sledgehammer hits to the face without dying, must be that old Japanese determination. After every fight we get a cutscene, trying to evoke that sword film feeling. They're an army, and the rudimentary animations don't really do them any favors, but for the time, this was some advanced stuff. We are shown a scene where our character runs through a bamboo thicket and jumps into a well. This is significant for later, but for now let's just kill the strange woman we find within. We wank some more and move on with the story. Oh fuck, is that a gun? That is a gun, and he can use it to parry a sledgehammer! Luckily he is no match for our Naruto running techniques and falls. Oh, that's a good kick right there. Oh, and the dreaded giant pickup move. This is amazing. Real hit with the ladies, I hear. Kanuki, man, that thinking pose isn't very good. I get the feeling that you must not think often. Okay, time to move on to the sub-bosses. First is Sasanka, a Michael Jackson ripoff in a kimono and a cape who hangs out at the local beach and feeds on handouts from the local surfers. Goes down easy enough, then our character throws some snark at him. Well, that is uncalled for, Kanuki man. Just have some class for fuck's sake. Next up is Hokyaku Tsubame, a Korean chick who uses a Chinese sword and is clad in about as fanservice armor as you can reasonably offer. Gratuitous panty shot, that's not lost on me. Oh, and Kanuki also remarks on it. Okay, now this mindset I can agree with. Now this is the final boss, Hansaki, who dresses like a boring normal old dude and has the most boring weapon in the game. He talks our ear off for 10 minutes, telling us how hopelessly outmatched we are, how we could never hope to kill him. He gets hammered in the face once and dies. We're then treated to an F&B cutscene about vaguely philosophical matters of loyalty when one is a paid assassin. We get to witness Hansaki's glorious rape feast as he dies too.
Every character has these long-winded talks and mandatory techniques before a fight starts for real, and you can actually be a pragmatist, run up to them and stab them, they'll be dead, actually dead. You'll win the round, but the game will game over your ass for getting smart on it. I mean, I guess it makes sense, play clean or go play Tekken, you pleb. So, the game actually has Bushido and blades in it, unless you pick the sledgehammer. Bushido Banger just doesn't have the same ring to it.
You can get a bonus ending by doing the reasonable and honorable thing and rotting like hell. The sad part is the computer will have to follow you through a bunch of loading gates. Yep. How's life, Mikado? Are the kids good? I really don't want to have to kill you, but... Oh, look, a bridge! Know what, I'll just... Oh, I'm alive. How great. Oh, you just followed me. Guess we're doing the whole if your friends threw themselves off a bridge routine, huh? Here's the bamboo thicket. Good luck figuring its significance without a guide back in the 90s when the internet wasn't as widespread. We move through the different areas and we're just ball and chained to the very slow AI. You can jump through tiers instead of clamping, but the AI won't figure that out to save you a bit of time, asshole. Eventually we get to the same well where Mikado used to live and we prepare to kill her ass again. That was easy. So, Lotus doesn't want to kill women, that's nice, but let's face it, the girl followed us off a bridge and into a well. Tech was stacked against her, she probably would have thought rat poison was sugar, chugged it and died anyway. And now the kid in the Bruce Lee onesie is after us. In a show of might and skill never witnessed before this moment, he manages to actually last a few seconds before we poke his nips out with our toy rapier. Lotus is fine with killing kids apparently, so that's good to know. Gun guy! Fuck gun guy. To be completely honest, Lotus is kind of overpowered. He's super fast on the run, his toy rapier reaches far beyond what would be normal, his strength allows him to make people drop his guard for a kill shot, and his thinking pose is actually pretty cool and heroic. Sasanka then. Sidestep and ooh, gotcha. Man, everyone goes down in one shot against this guy. Not cut out for this line of work indeed. Okay, Tsubame starts things off pretty aggressive, but she shortly falls to the mic the fangs-ridden samurai ninja Zoro. Who'd have thunk he'd be so powerful? Mr. Blabzakit rambles on again, because he's an attention-starved old man, and I test the waters a couple times before going in for the kill. Though his machine-made reflexes make him parry perfectly, the second he attacks him square in the face, and down he goes. But instead of an FMV, we get another angst-ridden cutscene and a final boss who's apparently an edgy Japanese teenager who's got his mitts on a katana. Probably a delinquent by the looks of it, he's really good and fast with the sword. He can even use it one-handed. He actually parries most of your stuff and likes to use fast and sneaky attacks, so he can be an actual challenge. Sadly, reaching him is not only hard, requiring a no-damage run, but locked to 2 characters. Again, he's not even playable, so you can't really duel him to your heart's content. Bushido Blade is a cool game while it lasts, but it runs out of content fast and doesn't really have an arcade mode where you can just play the game. The FMV this time is a where are they now after your chosen character escaped the dojo and killed their master. In Lotus's case we get told that his name is James and he was Irish. He actually committed honorable Sudoku after killing Hansaki, and it gets hard not to think this is dumb. Guy isn't even Japanese, his wife is now sad and Jamesless, and even calls him a poser. All in all, James must have been one of those extremely cancerous weeps. Moving on.
So hey, we have to talk about the one-shot kill rule for a bit. It really is the double-edged sword. I mean, it's fine when you kill a plastic fantastic shiny color armor in one shot, you just kinda look at him sadly and tell him, man, you need to find a better blacksmith, one who doesn't work for the fucking Power Rangers. So, that's fine. But killing a boss in one shot, they have this armor made to make them stand out. They're not even playable. They have exclusive weapons. It's all made to intimidate you. They have edgy backstories even. They really went the distance with them. And you take a sledgehammer to their face and the fucking pussies go down in one shot. I can't believe I'm saying this. The game is really fair in this regard. But the bosses kinda need to be beefed up at least. Take 3 shots, take whatever, just don't go down in one shot. Imagine if Akuma comes in, Shungoku Satsu's Bison's ass into oblivion, and then you Shingeki once and he's dead, he's gone, he's toast forever. You'll never even see him again in the rest of the saga because he's dead. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. They did tone the bosses up in the sequel, so I think at least somebody agreed with me on this one.
The only other mode that allows you to quickly play the computer is Slash Mode, a minigame where you face off against 100 ninjas and kill them, ideally in a row and without taking any damage. In practice, this is where the game's one-hit rule starts to work against you. The combat engine, while overall solid, has its quirks. You can see sword attacks just naturally missing their target completely, which will leave you in a terrible spot to get a very deadly shave right after. Let's try out the other weeb, a Russian Strider cosplayer. This was a terrible mistake. The faster characters actually can't parry stuff very well unless in a specific stance, and their swings are slow and completely devoid of any bite. Back to Stronghold Man it is. You know, the basic fighting system in this game really seems to suffer at times. Enemies are obsessed with fighting you at the wall, which causes a ton of hits to naturally whiff, and the characters all seem to be flailing around their swords without actually aiming their strikes at all. I'm just going to poach their attack pattern. Oh, okay. Well, that's 2, 3 stabs to the stomach and she's not dead. What? I input the running stab and got a flat dash to my death?
Okay, death again. This will not stand!
Okay, this shit is over. I'll pick Lotus and just abuse running cheese forever. Bushido be damned, these 100 candy asses are mine. 97 kills and I'm scared out of my mind. It's a no damage run. One hit could end this. At times like this, a one hit roll is almost unbearably tense. The computer also likes to bug out and just start running to instantly turn and stab you in the gonads, which I'm not letting happen. Aha! Oh jeez! Oh, she didn't even die. And thank the Lord she's dead now. Okay, last kill. We've done dead. Even now I'm left with a sense of anticlimax. I guess it wasn't really that hard.
So, Bushido Blade really is a completely unique experience. It defies genre. It's super close to how actual weapon combat would be. Not that I've been in any knife fight lately. Has its problems, of course. The uneven tension is all over it, like Manhurt McMonkey at the happy hour in the old Banana Oil Strippers Club. At times, the game really is paralyzing. It's almost survival horror, dude. You don't want to move, you fear getting your eyes pierced or your ears sliced off and eaten as a quick snack. And at other times, the only opposition the game can muster is the equivalent of a baby who's only on his first lesson of kendo. The plot is very good. You get 6 characters and each one has 2 different endings depending on the route you take. It's all very ambitious for the time and really remarkable in many ways. The problem is the game as a whole is just plot driven to the detriment of everything else. You get nothing like an arcade mode. You get nothing like beat 10 guys and then see an ending. It's always the same guys if you replace story mode with the same weapons in the same exact order every time. The closest you can get to just fight for fighting's sake is training mode, and even there, you only get to fight one guy with one weapon until you reset the whole thing and pick the characters anew, which really kills the flow of the thing. Slash mode, yeah, it kinda lengthens the game's life a bit, but it's all very eerie. You're just running towards this ending line, and once you've crossed it, it's just gone. The game is dead to you, functionally. You can unlock Katse. That's the only guy you can unlock. Katse is the freaking gun guy. Yeah, the guy who can just casually slap away your super powerful, really trained during many years sword strikes with a freaking puny gun and then shoot you that with 0 effort. And the best part is, you can't even use him against the CPU. No, you have to use him against your friends that you don't have and lose them very, very fast because of this game. So, it's kind of pointless is what I'm saying. And yet the more I think about it, the more enamored I find myself with Bushido Blade. I think it's human nature to just want more of a good thing. And I just wanted more of Bushido Blade. I wanted an arcade mode. I wanted to be able to fight an assortment of 10 random guys with random weapons and see an ending there, maybe. Be able to beat it without damage too. The game forces you to become a master. It makes you want to not take damage. It makes you want to be good with these weapons. And the thing is, the ultimate underlying message beneath all this is that this lifestyle, this way of life, is doomed. You just can't be a modern day samurai. You can't walk the streets in cheesy Power Ranger armor without feeling like a clown. So you have to let go. As a player, you have to let go of these characters that you've come to care for, of this fighting style that you've come to master. And it is such a great experience when you realize that. This is a very solid recommendation for me, no doubt about that. If you have any chance at all, you have to play Bushido Blade some way or another. That's for damn sure.